What's up, y'all? I am feeling a little under the weather. It was probably from the sweet wedding I went to. My friends Becca and Kelso got married. It was extremely special for me, as Becca had waited a long time. There's some of the Greek family I've known for a long time. Some of the first people I met at this really special house church I used to go to. And I think I maybe caught something from somebody there, and I tore it up dancing for like 2 hours. Maybe I just overdid it or something. But something kind of funny, and if you know me well enough, it's kind of funny to hear, is at the wedding, they do like a shot of something called raki, and it's like a very cultural Greek thing. So to say no is kind of like not a big deal, but also kind of like offensive. So I'm like, all right, I'll do these shots. I never drink. I don't really like to drink. I don't really have a taste for it. I feel like I can have enough fun without it, so I usually just say no. Or I'll just have little tastes of people's stuff. But I had a shot of the honey raki, so a honey shot. That was very nice. That was earlier. And then for dinner, they did one without any, and it's just like nail polish. It smells like nail polish, so I was like, fine, I'll drink the nail polish. Just because it's fun with everybody. I started getting real tired, and I was like, crap, man. I felt like I took a NyQuil. I don't even want to dance anymore. I'm going to like fall asleep in a corner. So I took a cup of coffee right after. And for those of you who know me well enough, I also don't drink very much coffee or caffeine, period. Like 1 or 2 cups a week. So I had never felt so weird. I was like wanting to go to sleep, and I was also not tired in my head. It was weird. And normally I'm looking at my heart rate on my watch. Normally my heart rate's like, when I'm up and walking around, like in the 70s, maybe in the 60s when I'm sitting down. And I was looking at my watch and I was sitting down, and it was like 98. So it was 20 beats more. I was like, what is going on with me? I have an upper with caffeine and a downer, and I do not have much of either of them. It'll be like months that I have any sips of alcohol. So anyways, kind of fun and funny the way it made me feel, but I did end up dancing for like 2 hours, which I loved. And I sweat in my knees, which maybe I'll just clip a picture of that. Maybe that'll be the main picture, my sweaty pants, and it just came through in my knees. It should have been kind of embarrassing, but I was like, I'm sweating everywhere. It's just showing on my knees. So a little kind of funny update from the weekend, but overall really special. Those were just kind of some of the fun extra times. So I'm going to do Psalm 77, and we'll see where we end. Maybe Psalm 80. In the day of trouble, I seek the Lord. To the choir master, according to Jeduthun, a psalm of Asaph. I cry aloud to God he will hear me. In the day of my trouble, I seek the Lord. In the night, my hand is stretched out without wearying. My soul refuses to be comforted. When I remember God, I moan. When I meditate, my spirit faints. Selah. You hold my eyelids open. I am so troubled that I cannot speak. I consider the days of old, the years long ago. I said, let me remember my song in the night. Let me meditate in my heart. Then my spirit made a diligent search. Will the Lord spurn forever and never again be favorable? Has his steadfast love forever ceased? Are his promises at an end for all time? Has God forgotten to be gracious? Has he in anger shut up his compassion? Selah. Then I said, I will appeal to this, to the years of the right hand of the Most High. I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your wonders of old. I will ponder all your work and meditate on your mighty deeds. Your way, O God, is holy. What God is great like ours? You are the God who works wonders. You have made known your might among the peoples. You with your arm redeemed your people, the children of Jacob and Joseph. Selah. Wow, what a change. When the waters saw you, O God, when the waters saw you, they were afraid. Indeed, the deep trembled, the clouds poured out water, the skies gave forth thunder. Your arrows flashed on every side, the crash of your thunder was in the whirlwind. Your lightnings lighted up the world, the earth trembled and shook, Your way was through the sea, your path through the great waters, yet your footprints were unseen. You led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. That's Psalm 77. 78. Tell the coming generation, a maskil of Asaph. What is a maskil? Probably a musical or liturgical term is a maskil. Maskil. Give ear, O my people, to my teaching. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings from of old, things that we have heard and known, that our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, but tell them to the coming generation, the glorious deeds of the Lord and his might, and the wonders that he has done. He has established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers to teach to their children, that the next generation might know them, the children yet unborn, and arise and tell them to their children, so that they should set their hope in God, and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments, and that they should not be like their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation whose heart was not steadfast, whose spirit was not faithful to God. The Ephraimites, armed with the bow, turned back on the day of battle. They did not keep God's covenant, but refused to walk according to his law. They forgot his works and the wonders that he had shown them. In the sight of their fathers, he performed wonders. In the land of Egypt, in the fields of Zoan, he divided the sea and let them pass through it, and made the waters stand like a heap. In the daytime he led them with a cloud, and at the night with a fiery light. He split rocks in the wilderness and gave them drink abundantly, as from the deep. He made streams out of the rock and caused waters to flow down like rivers. Yet they sinned still more against him, rebelling against the Most High in the desert. They tested God in their heart. By demanding the food they craved, they spoke against God, saying, "Can God spread a table in the wilderness?" He struck. That's crazy. After everything he did up until that point. But at the same time, statistically, if I was part of Israel, I might have grumbled a little bit too. So I'm not going to act like I maybe wouldn't be tripping. But at the same time, reading it now, that's crazy. Split the waters, all this other stuff. And then, can God spread a table in the wilderness? Dang. He struck the rock so that water gushed out and streams overflowed. Can he also give bread or provide meat for his people? Therefore, when the Lord heard, he was full of wrath. A fire was kindled against Jacob. His anger rose against Israel, because they did not believe in God and did not trust his saving power. Yet he commanded the skies above and opened the doors of heaven, and he rained down on them manna to eat, and gave them the grain of heaven. Man ate of the bread of the angels, and sent them food in abundance. He caused the east wind to blow in the heavens, and by his power he let out the south wind. He rained meat on them like dust, winged birds like sand of the seas. He let them fall in the midst of their camp, all around their dwellings. And they ate and were filled, for he gave them what they craved. But before they had satisfied their craving, while the food was still in their mouths, the anger of the Lord rose against them, and he killed the strongest of them, and laid low the young men of Israel. In spite of all this, they still sinned. Despite his wonders, they did not believe. He had made their days vanish like a breath, and their years in terror. When he killed them, they sought him. They repented and sought God earnestly. They remembered that God was their rock, the Most High God, their Redeemer. But they flattered him with their mouths. They lied to him with their tongues. Their hearts were not steadfast towards him. They were not faithful to his covenant. Yet he, being compassionate, atoned for their iniquity and did not destroy them. He restrained his anger often and did not stir up all his wrath. He remembered that they were but flesh, a wind that passes and comes not again. How often they rebelled against him in the wilderness and grieved him in the desert. They tested God again and again and provoked the Holy One of Israel. They did not remember his power or the day when he redeemed them from the foe, when he performed his signs in Egypt and his marvels in the fields of Zoan. He turned their rivers to blood so that they could not drink of their streams. He sent among them swarms of flies which devoured them, and frogs which destroyed them. He gave their crops to the destroying locusts, and the fruit of their labor to the locust. He destroyed their vines with hail and their sycamores with frost. He gave over their cattle to hail and their flocks to thunderbolts. He let loose on them his burning anger, wrath, indignation, and distress, a company of destroying angels. He made a path for his anger. He did not spare them from death, but gave their lives over to the plague. He struck down every firstborn in Egypt, the first of their strength in the tents of Ham. That's a person, I think. Then he led out his people like sheep. He guided them in the wilderness like a flock. He led them in safety so that they were not afraid. But the sea overwhelmed their enemies, and he brought them to his holy land, to the mountain which his right hand had won. He drove out nations before them and apportioned them for a possession, and settled the tribes of Israel in their tents. Yet they tested and rebelled against the Most High God, and they did not keep his testimonies, but turned away and acted treacherously like their fathers. They twisted like a deceitful bow, for they provoked him to anger with their high places. They moved him to jealousy with their idols. When God heard, he was full of wrath. He utterly rejected Israel. He forsook his dwelling at Shiloh, the tent where he dwelt among mankind, and delivered his power to captivity, his glory to the hand of the foe. He gave his people over to the sword and vented his wrath on his heritage. Fire devoured their young men, and their young women had no marriage song. Their priests fell by the sword, and their widows made no lamentation. Then the Lord awoke as from a sleep, like a strong man shouting because of wine, and he put his adversaries to rout. He put them to everlasting shame. He rejected the tent of Joseph. He did not choose the tribe of Ephraim, but he chose the tribe of Judah, Mount Zion, which he loves. He built his sanctuary like the high heavens, like the earth which he has founded forever. He chose David, his servant, and took him from the sheepfolds. From following the nursing ewes, he brought him to shepherd Jacob, his people, Israel, his inheritance. With upright heart, he shepherded them and guided them with his skillful hand. And that's Psalm 78. That was kind of a longer one, 72 verses. I'm kind of feeling like keep going. So Psalm 79, how long, O Lord? A psalm of Asaph. O God, the nations have come into your inheritance. They have defiled your holy temple. They have laid Jerusalem in ruins. They have given the bodies of your servants to the birds of the heavens for food, the flesh of your faithful to the beasts of the earth. They have poured out their blood like water all around Jerusalem, and there was no one to bury them. We have become a taunt to our neighbors, mocked and derided by those around us. How long, O Lord, will you be angry forever? Will your jealousy burn like fire? Pour out your anger on the nations, that they do not know you, and on the kingdoms, that they do not call upon your name. For they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his inhabitants. Do not remember against us our former iniquities. Let your compassion come speedily to meet us, for we are brought very low. Help us, O God of our salvation, for the glory of your name. Deliver us, and atone for our sins, for your name's sake. Why should the nations say, where is their God? Let the avenging of the outpoured blood of your servants be known among the nations before our eyes. Let the groans of the prisoners come before you, and according to your great power preserve those doomed to die. Return sevenfold into the lap of our neighbors the taunts with which they have taunted you, O Lord. But we, your people, the sheep of your pasture, will give thanks to you forever. From generation to generation, we will recount your praise. Psalm 79. Let's go to 80. I'm on a roll. I honestly feel like better right now, so that's good. I don't feel very sick. Restore us, O God. To the choir master, according to Lilies, a testimony of Asaph, a psalm. Give ear, O shepherd of Israel, you who lead Joseph like a flock, you who are enthroned upon the cherubim, shine forth before Ephraim and Benjamin and Manasseh. Stir up your might and come to save us. Restore us, O God. Let your face shine, that we may be saved. O Lord, God of hosts, how long will you be angry with your people's prayers? You have fed them with the bread of tears and given them tears to drink in full measure. You might make us an object of contention for our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves. Restore us, O God of hosts. Let your face shine, that we may be saved. You brought a vine out of Egypt. You drove out nations and planted it. You cleared the ground for it. It took deep root and filled the land. The mountains were covered with its shade, the mighty cedars with its branches. It is It sent out its branches to the sea and its roots to the river. Why then have you broken down its walls, so that all who pass by along the way pluck its fruit? The boar from the forest ravages it, and all that move in the field feed on it. Turn again, O God of hosts, look down from heaven and see. Have regard for this vine, the stock that your right hand planted, for the son whom you made strong for yourself. They have burned it with fire, they have cut it down. May they perish at the rebuke of your face. But let your hand be on the man of your right hand, the Son of Man, the Son of Man, whom you have made strong for yourself. Jesus calls himself the Son of Man quite a bit. So I'm in my Bible plan, I'm actually in the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. So been hearing that a lot. Okay, Psalm 18. Then we shall not turn, verse 18. Then we shall not turn back from you. Give us life, and we will call upon your name. Restore us, O God, O Lord God of hosts. Let your face shine, that we may be saved. Psalm 80. That was great. Thanks for listening. I wasn't stuttering too much or rereading or whatever. So that was great. Psalm 80.